Welcome back to the session of electrical measurement of high resistance. In this session, we are going to see the measurement of high resistance, and the content of said sessions are classification of resistance, methods of high resistance measurement, conception and working of measure, and loss of charge method. The learning objectives are classification and importance of resistance measurement, methodology for measurement of high resistance. Basically, the resistances are divided into three parts: low resistance, medium resistance, and high resistance. If the value of resistance is 1 ohm and less than that, it is called as a low resistance. Whereas the value of resistance lies between 1 ohm up to 100 kilo ohm, then it is called as a medium resistance. If the value of resistance is 100 kilo ohm and more than that, it is called as a high resistance. We are having the different methods for measurement of high resistance: direct deflection, loss of charge method, mega ohm bridge method, Megger. In this session, we are going to focus on loss of charge method and Megger. So, this is the construction of Megger. We are having the permanent magnet and permanent magnet in the internal assembly. This part is called as a generator. It is a hand-driven generator. Here we are having two coils. First coil is called as a current coil. This second coil is called as a voltage coil. This current coil is act as a deflecting coil, whereas this voltage coil acts as a controlling coil. Also, two resistances are provided. First resistance is connected to the deflecting and controlling coils are there. Permanent magnet, pointer is there, scale, DC generator or battery connections are there, and pressure coil and current coils. If we are going to see the working of Megger, then we are having small video which will show the animation of working of Megger. So, as we can see, this is the generating part. This is a hand-driven generator. So, as we just rotate this part, the interaction of magnetic field will take this permanent magnet and current will try to flow up to this plus terminal. As we can see, these terminals are open. Okay, current won't try to flow through this path. So, this C2 and C1 C2 current coil will not have any of the current through this coil. Whereas if we can see, current will try to flow through this point between V1 and V2. So, from this point, current will try to flow through this voltage coil and it will give you a deflection, and due to that, pointer will show to infinity readings. Infinity value, that means the high amount of resistance is there. If we short this terminal, so instead of keeping it open, shorted it by some conductor, then current will start flowing through this C1, C2 through this current coil, as well as small current will flow from V1, V2 through this potential coil. Due to that, high amount of deflection torque will flow through this coil and which will put this coil to zero. Simple. If we short this conductor, okay, the resistance becomes zero and Megger will show the zero value. Instead of fuse or superconductor, if we put another conducting material, then some of the current will try to flow through this coil, some of the current will try to flow through this voltage coil. So, the voltage coil and current coil will produce the opposite deflection. Due to that, this Megger will show the intermediate values. So, voltage level for this testing procedure by hand operated Megger by rotation of crank in case of hand operated type or battery in electronic testator. 400 volt DC is sufficient for performing test on the equipment range up to 400 40 volts. Okay. One 1000 volt DC to 5000 volt DC is used for testing for high voltage electrical systems. Deflecting coil or current coil connected in series and allows flowing the electric current taken by the circuit being tested. The control coil, also known as a pressure coil, is connected across the circuit. Current limiting resistor connected in series with the control and the deflecting coil to protect the damage in case of very low resistance in external circuit. As we can say, if the resistance is less and high amount of current will flow through this current or voltage coil. Okay, so this high current can damage to CC and PC coil. To limit the current, we are using current limiting resistance. So in hand operated Megger, electromagnetic induction effect is used to produce the test voltage, that is armature arranges to move in the permanent magnetic field or vice versa. Whereas in electronic type Megger, batteries are used to produce the test voltage. As the voltage increases in external circuit, the deflection of pointer increases and deflection of pointer decreases with increase of current. Hence, resultant torque is directly proportional to the voltage and inversely proportional to the current. When electrical circuit being tested is open, torque due to voltage coil will be maximum and pointer shows infinity, means no shorting through the circuit and has a maximum resistance within the circuit under test. Okay, so this is we see in the animation. If there is a short circuit, pointer shows 0, which means no resistance within the circuit. If there is a short circuit, pointer shows 0, which means no resistance within the circuit being tested. Megger works on ohm meter principle. Ohm is nothing but the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, or R is equal to V upon I. Voltage and current deflection, the torque will be in the opposite direction. Okay. So here we are having three conditions: high resistance, that means no current will be there, and pointer will be show you infinity readings. If small resistance, that means high resistance, the pointer will be show you 0 value. If intermediate resistance will be there, then current will be variable and the pointer will show you infinity. Here we are having the second method, that is loss of charge method. If we are able to see, you are familiar with this circuit, this is nothing but the charging and discharging circuit of the capacitor. So as we can see here, there is a battery, voltmeter is connected, resistance and capacitor is there. The value of current which is flowing through this capacitor is ultimately depends on the resistance value. So as we close this switch, the current tries to flow through this circuit and current will charge this capacitor C. But for the measurement of resistance, initially we charge this capacitor and we discharge this capacitor through this resistance. So here we are having the discharging equation of capacitor. V is equal to capital V E raised to minus T by RC. Okay. So this RC is nothing but the time constant. Okay. By reshuffling this equation, we get V by V is equal to E raised to T by CR. And insulation resistance is equal to P divided by C log capital V upon small v. Converting this natural log to the base 10, we are getting 0.4343 T divided by C log 10 divided by V by V. Okay. So here we'll have the graph of the discharging of the capacitor. Initial, as time passes, the capacitor will discharge and voltage reduces to 0. Okay. So it is as good as discharging of the battery. Okay. The variation of the voltage with respect to time shown in figure. So from the above equation, it follows that if V, small v, C and T are known as the values of R can be computed. So if the resistance R is very large, the time for an appreciable fall in voltage is very large, and thus this process may become a time consuming. As we can see, if the resistance value is more, then current flowing through that circuit will be very less, and hence it will take more time to discharge, and hence the process become a lengthy. Also, the voltage time curve will thus be very flat, and thus serious error may be made in the ratio of V by V, causing the considerable corresponding error in the measurement of insulation resistance R. Okay. So, more accurate result may be obtained by changing the voltage. Then, following this change as E, the expression R becomes 0.4343 T divided by C log 10 V upon V minus E. Loss of charge method is applicable to some high resistances, but it requires a capacitor of very high leakage resistance as high resistance being measured. Okay. If we are comparing these two methods, that is Megger and loss of charge, simply loss of charge method, hence it is a critical method, whereas Megger is a best suited method for measurement of high resistance. Because in case of loss of charge method, high amount of resistance is there, then the capacitor of high value is required. So, the learning objective is state effect of magnetic field on current carrying conductor, and next is the methodologies applied for the measurement of different resistances, then construction and working of Megger, and loss of charge method. Okay. Thank you.